I thought he was finishing his I lost track of which one he was on. I thought he was done. I thought he was gonna settle right in the fart cloud and sit there, and that was gonna be the end of that fight for me. Sorry, Dono-chan. Listen, if it had paid out with Blue Candle the way I'd wanted it to, we'd be well on our way to dominating that run. Damn, I should have played that more carefully. When I start thinking about potentially getting things like Hush and Boss Rush out of the way, I make very aggressive moves and occasionally get myself killed in a very stupid way. Oh well. You know what? Screw it, let's put ourselves in the same spot. This is the exact same room too, with the exception of now there's a fire in the middle. Actually, this will be faster. Just let the flies do their work. I'm hungry. I don't know. That's the most recent thought to cross my mind. It's a big floor. Is this an XL floor? No, it's just the biggest basement one I've ever seen.
Look at you, Stanley.
Who's done this?
Flaunting your disposable income with that donation to Taffy.
Azazel run win. I don't mind Azazel. Well, I'm genuinely not as big a fan of Azazel. Oh. Let me do my boss fight and then I'll take my little stretch break. Ugh, I'm still 42 minutes away from food. Azazel's fine. It's just like, its upsides that make it super powerful are not high enough to offset the downsides, which is I don't like fighting up close and personal in Isaac. Dark Souls, love it. I love getting in at a boss's feet and just hacking the shit out of his ankles. Isaac, I don't like doing close quarters combat. So Azazel, it's cool that he gets flight and he's got a little mini brim and all that jazz, but I have a tendency to do more damage than harm. Yeah, if I can get, like, real brimstone. Ah, that hurt my deal with the devil chances. Oh well. Kinda not oh well, though, because if the whole point of this is to try to get to Mega Satan, then I need to be way more careful. That was silly. I always look forward to the Eden run each day, and then we get to the File 2 stuff, and most of the File 2 stuff is the stuff I didn't enjoy the first time I played it, and I feel real bad. Hey, man, don't feel bad, Taffy. We get to be buds and go on an adventure. I know that the thing I know you got stuff on your mind. You got MagFest on your mind. You got, like, you know, you don't want to disappoint your friends on your mind, but ultimately, I know the thing that can take your brain off of all that badness, man, is doing this voice for the next like 15 or 20 minutes. Am I right or am I right? Hey, listen, it's curse of the Lost on this floor, so I'm not really of much use. But you know, at the very least, you get a buddy that gets to take you around places. You know, so like let's just take a minute and enjoy it, man. Where's the secret room? I mean, honestly, if part of what we're doing is that we're trying to get to like deals with the devil, sorry, if we're trying to get to like potentially hush and boss rush and all that jazz, then getting Book of Stoners is not such a bad thing. I just wish I hadn't screwed myself quite so hard by potentially jeopardizing this deal with the devil. We did get to gain our access into here. I probably could have taken, motherfucker. I probably could have taken the crown just for the money, but 7 cents seems like a small price to pay for another fly. Hopefully these have reset and there aren't nearly as many champions in here. I can't remember what the breakdown was before, but this felt like a tougher room than I wanted to invest the time in, if I'm being honest. Yeah, 7 cents is that an Ernest Goes to School direct quote? I was gonna say 7 cents is like the average of what the crown pays out. Stand By Me? I haven't seen Stand By Me since I was a kid. I don't really know if I want to spend the key to go in there. What could possibly be in the shop for 3 cents that I would want? Oh, I hate this. I like that, I guess. Discount Spirit Heart? Nah. I'd rather keep the key, I think. The stated goal of this is not necessarily to go to, boss, okay. Fucking, yeah, just eat me. Eat my health. It bounced off one of my turdlets, I think. I think that's why it did that weird about face. Yep, sure is. These turdlets sure are a thing that exists. That's awesome, because that means that we get a chance to ignore it and then increase our deal with the angel chance on the next floor. Poke our head in here. Boy, we absolutely dunked on that poor man.
Feels like I'm walking on sunshine.
It does feel like I'm walking on sunshine. You're absolutely right. Yeah, sure. It's a pretty huge pickup. Honestly, Guppy would be tremendous. It would speed things up quite a bit. I don't know where we'd get Guppy because we just passed up deals with the devil. But Guppy's Eye by itself is absolutely worth the pickup. It lets you, it saves you so many consumables because you just know, I don't want to spend a key on this. It's not worth bombing through to that, whatever. It makes decisions for you without actually having to make you spend the resources to do them. I genuinely think it's pretty easy to say, unless you're in a run where you're trapped, like strapped for health. I think it's actually pretty easy to say that. Oh my god. The Guppy's Eye is in a sort of default situation probably the best Guppy item now. It's pretty hard to beat for sure. I can't imagine many situations. There's so much shit in this room. Yeah, it's hard to think of many situations where I'd take almost any other Guppy item over Guppy's Eye. Guppy's Tail, if I got a shitload of keys, sure. Ugh. I only have one bomb. I was gonna bomb through the secret room, but I wouldn't be able to get through the other side. Guppy's Paw, if you need Spirit Hearts in a bad way. Nine lives. If you're looking to do some funky stuff, if you know, if health's the situation, like if health's a problem and you're looking to health or damage is a problem and you got deals with the devil and you're just like, shit, I want to deal with the devil items, but I don't want to die to pick them up. But overall, in any default situation, I feel like it's hard to say that anything's better than Guppy's Eye of the Guppy items. I'd be hard-pressed. Yeah, sure, I guess. I'm actually still holding on to this bomb, too, on the off chance that I can lay hands on a tinted rock. I might dip my head into this shop to see if there's a 5-cent soul heart just chilling. I also might blow up the shopkeeper just to increase our odds of getting a deal with the angel. Aaron, what's going on, homie? How the heck are you? I don't think he can tell me anything else. Wow, that is something. Sorry, Dono-chan! I'm just the worst. Big flies. Big flies. I actually really need to not step on... I really need to not step on the spider webs. That's what's gonna make this a nightmare. Carrion Queen, you say? Yeah, you should make little heart babies. It's gonna take a while. I'm gonna blow up your kids. Boy, big flies don't hit nearly as hard as I hoped they would. Maybe if we get like a hive mind or something, we'll feel more impressed with what we're doing right now. Come on, angel deal. Niet. I think I'm content just grabbing up another fly. I don't think getting one more health is all that useful right now. God dang it. I want to go into that curse room, but I just got this soul heart. I'm feeling okay about the amount of health that I have. If we don't have a real good floor, I might... If we don't have a real good floor, I might slow the roll here on the whole boss rush hush thing. And just guarantee ourselves the keys by playing out the sacrifice room. I'd like to... I would rather guarantee we get one thing done than miss on all of them, you know? Have to soften up these goons a little bit. I can't pass up rubber cement. It's just too fun. I guess I didn't have flatstone unlocked in this file. Neat. It's a big floor. Maybe I do just slow my roll on this floor. Lots of hearts laying on the ground, but like the thing is, I need to explore the entire floor. I need to get as many hearts out as I can. I don't have champions belt. I don't understand why I'm seeing as many champions as I am. But I don't feel like the items that we've picked up have been nearly strong enough to justify I don't think that the items we've seen are nearly strong enough to justify trying to rush. Maybe if we do this floor and we get real baller out of control, we can go to Hush. But I think boss rush is kind of out of the question at this rate. Yeah, we'll guarantee ourselves the deal with the angel. Or sorry, we'll guarantee ourselves the Mega Satan fight. We'll just try to make sure that we get one thing done as opposed to failing on all of it. Oh shit. This is a terrible time to look at chat. Xanderlac, good morning. Tommy, good morning as well. Yeah, I think we just slow our roll. Just accept that we're not making it to boss rush or Hush on this run, but we can still get Mega Satan, which is still a post-it note completion on this character. It's just not as... It's not one of those ones where you get like 3 or 4 in one swipe, which is a bummer. Looking for red hearts. Yeah, look at this damage output. We're just cruising through these areas. Just cruising. Feels like I'm walking on sunshine. We're gonna be here a minute. Bear with me, folks. It's gonna be a second. Gonna be a minute. The game should just give me Godhead, I don't understand. It's giving me Godhead on every other run today. But I feel like I deserve it. At 7,000 hours, you should just get Godhead on every run. It should start as a default item on every character. I wish you'd stop making these children. Thank you. There's one piece. Kiba, what's going on? Welcome. Oh my god. I can't remember if there's anything in the shop we actually wanted. Mr. Twitch, welcome back as well. Yeah. I'll do damage and range. Range is kind of one of my issues right now, is the flies go all the way across the screen, but my tears most certainly do not. So I was hitting the angel with flies, but not hitting it with tears. So I'll genuinely be thrilled at taking a couple of range upgrades. Present was in the shop? Yeah, we might have to do that. Maybe I'll take it to, I'll probably just take it to the boss room and pop it there. I mean, I could take it with me into the boss fight, and there's a 72.5% chance that I'd be able to open it up in the angel room. Then we could get Godhead. Honestly, the Book of Stoners is done for this floor. And if we're not trying to make it a boss rush and Husk, we can just set it down. Gift sub just ran out for Justin's channel. Well, there's only one solution that you can really pursue there, which is to continue spending a shit ton of time in Justin's channel and hope to either get sniped or get hit in one of the carpet bombings. This is the only rational pursuit. Ow. If we don't get Godhead, then I will be very upset. I'll be upset too. I'll just switch to Demon Souls. I'll turn this game off right in the middle of the run. We'll just go to Demon Souls. That'll be the rest of our day. Never you fret. I'll take care of it. I'm so hungry all of a sudden. I am super duper hungry. There's champions in every room. I'm not making that up, right? Like, I'm seeing a lot of champion enemies, aren't I? I'm so confused as to why I'm seeing quite so many champion enemies.
I found pills.
I'm glad that's not just in my head. Mega fats. Oh god, I'm not very fast. I tensed so hard on that leap that it actually kind of tweaked my lower back. Like, I have to be careful. My mom bought me a massager, and I thought it was such a, like, frumpy old person gift, but then I used it on my shoulder, on my trap muscles. And I think it might be one of my new favorite things. It looks like such an old person present because it's one of the handheld electric massage wands. And before you guys make it weird, she didn't send me a vibrator. I guess it is if I use it that way, but most things are true if they do that. But I'm genuinely pretty excited about the fact that I'm gonna really hammer down these trap muscles, man. Yeah, anything that vibrates is a vibrator. It's all about location, 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 really. Fucking candle, man. That's a red fly if I've ever seen one. Taffy, should I make this bacon jalapeno popper dip or just have a reasonable breakfast? Make the dip. I've got some leftover adobo chipotle peppers. Chipotle peppers stored in adobo. You know, a little can that is at the grocery store. I got some for chili that I made. So I've got some leftovers. I'm trying to figure out what to do with them. And I saw like an adobo queso bean dip that was in the recipes, and I was like, I would eat that for every meal for several days. Sorry, we're not leaving the floor. I just realized we had to go back and do the sack room. I would eat that for every meal for several days if that was an option. And so yeah, just, you know, if you can fulfill your dip fantasies, let me live vicariously through you. What if the entirety of Twitch chat's in your head? We've talked on any number of occasions about the fact that I'm half convinced that I'm in an asylum being documented and watched by doctors and you know, psychiatric staff. That every single day I wake up, I'm not married, I don't have kids, I'm not a streamer, I just leave the bed, jerk off in the corner of the room and tell myself it's the shower. And then sit down in a tiny chair that they've given me that faces a corner and then just talk to nobody. For 7 hours a day. Talk about how great home ownership is, and they're like, this guy thinks he could buy a home doing that. He truly is. This is the most deluded thing he's done so far. I've canceled my gym today, the roads are just too bad. Why are you describing me? Yeah, Justin, I am garnering the courage to basically tell everybody that I am dipping out of MagFest. I think that I need to go cry now. Are you okay, Taffy? Honestly, there's a part of me that just, like, at the point where I had this, like, weird little fantasy that I'm describing in my head right now, I genuinely was at a point in my career where between streaming and trying to get 99 Lives and Pretzel going, I was on the verge of a nervous breakdown. And so I used to have daydreams where it was like, in my head, it was genuinely preferable, the idea that all of this was fake. And that I was actually just a psych patient that was under evaluation for years and years. That sounded preferable to me than the reality that I'd crafted for myself, which was, I'm an aspiring Twitch streamer making $1,200 a month, while my other companies are also not profitable. Many of my friends and myself have mortgaged our futures chasing this pipe dream. Psych ward, I get 3 square meals a day. Get to sleep uninterrupted. Even if they interrupt me, I don't see it or hear it, so it's just kind of like whatever. Yeah, the music's doing good today. I need the key piece, please don't kill me. Scary. With you in a second, chat. There we go. What else you got for me? Alright, well at least we'll accomplish one thing on this run. The fight's going faster because we're finally getting into a place where we have enough red flies to justify Tainted Apollion's existence. I'd have been in a real dicey spot if that had not paid out with soul hearts. The truth is, you're Cobalt dreaming you're Taffy. Oh, what a nightmare. To be a founding father on the platform of Twitch and then wake up and realize you're just some poser wannabe eking out minimum wage to an audience that keeps him financially viable through pity. Nah, I'd rather be Cobalt, thank you. He has articles written about him. I Google myself once every week or two, only to realize that nobody outside of this chat room cares about what I'm doing here. Cobalt and Lisa had an article written about them as a part of the promotional material for TwitchCon 2019. Oh, Ryan, thank you for the pity bitties. I'll take them. I'm not too proud. I'll take your pity bitties. It spins the same, baby. I think I'm gonna gobble up Samson's chains. I don't really have any inclination to run Samson's chains again. I think I'd much rather have the second fly, or sorry, not the second fly, the next fly. Well, shit. Ah, okay, you talked me out of it. I was like, man, I don't have that many bombs. Maybe the Samson's chains would be okay, but how I didn't get hit there is beyond me. I got hit. That's fine. If I could fly. This game's doing its best to convince me to take Samson's chains, but it just keeps... Whoops. Well, I'm pretty bad at video games. If I could fly, a whole lot of things would be different right now. I'm a hungry, hungry hippo. I have no idea what kind of leftovers we have right now. What did we have yesterday? We just... Ooh. Yesterday we just had Amber got a sliced ham, warmed it up. She did what I probably should commit to doing a little more often, which was like she just warmed up a couple of cans of things and then warmed up a protein, and that was it. That was dinner. Please stop hurting me. God, I can't hit anything. It's hard in situations where like things line up on the XY axis and don't move, because then you gotta try to hit them with these flies, but you're dragging the flies behind you like Lilith almost. I'm so slow. I wanted to move. I saw it coming. I tried to move to the south and it just didn't clear out in time. I'm half looking at the center of the screen, half not, because I'm trying to track where the flies are going, and I'm not necessarily doing a very good job of watching what's happening around me. Boy, I'm super happy that we gave up any I'm super happy that we gave up any delusion that we were going to get boss rush or hush on this run. These have been some incredibly slow. These have been, the last couple of floors have been really slow floors. I feel like I hit the jackpot because I went to Wegmans last night. They had a single package of markdown scallops. If they, I don't know if they go bad in 24 hours. Those suckers are usually expensive. Dude, I can't remember the last time I had scallops. I fucking adore scallops. It's just nobody else in my family eats them, so I don't get them very often. I have to find, it usually is a restaurant setting because I don't have the luxury of being able to make scallops for myself. But they are, I don't know if I go so far as to say they're my favorite seafood, but they're up there. Amnesia, huh? They are definitely up there. God, I do love hotate. A good hotate. And then on top of that, I do love just, you know, bacon wrapped or pan seared scallops. I don't know what I don't think I have a favorite seafood. Any one of them could be like any one of them could be the thing that I'm most interested in at that moment. Because I do love, like, I grew up a fiend for shrimp cocktail, and I haven't really shirked that. Same thing for like shrimp scampi, just once in a blue moon, that's all I want.
This is the story of the newest denizen of the cave.
Clams and mussels, same thing, I could be in the mood for that. Lobster, you know, a little bit harder because of how pricey it is, but like a good lobster roll or a lobster bisque. But you know, I'm never not in the mood for scallops, and the whole thing's exacerbated by the fact that nobody in my house eats scallops. First week laid off and I contracted the Omicron variant. Only good is that I'm vaccinated. So Taffy, keep brightening my mood, man. Yeah, Peanut Wrestler, that sucks. I'm not going to MagFest. That's it. That's call it off. It's just it's too much. There's too many people right now coming in here going like, yo, Taffy, this shit's tearing through us like wildfire. And I'm like, oh, really? So you gotta just being at work around a couple of people. That's crazy. Should I go to a place where hundreds of people are pushed into an indoor hotel facility for a long weekend? Yeah, I should probably just not go to MagFest. It bums me down, or it bums me out. I don't like the idea of letting people down, like missing speaking engagements. And I certainly don't like the idea of giving Noah money to give Airbnb for another place that I'm never gonna see. I was saying last night to Justin that I felt like I genuinely felt as though I would go if I knew I had COVID. If I knew I had COVID, I would tell Justin not to go. I would tell Noah to go because he has to drive me and he's the one who got me into a bunch of these panels. So that's kind of on him. And I would knowingly give Noah COVID just so I could not give Airbnb more money for a place that I couldn't go to. I would give Justin the heads up and be like, Justin, you need to not go to MagFest because I have COVID. Oh, dude, you should stay home. I'm not giving Airbnb that money. Don't tell Noah. I'm worried he's just gonna freak out because he's got a chronic blood condition. Just because he's immunocompromised, he's gonna weird out about this, but I need him to drive me. Espionage, Prime Gaming for 3 months. Thank you so much, Espionage17. Appreciate that. Very kind of you. Somebody asked what the card does. Sorry, the get out of jail free card opens up any door in the game or secret room. It also opens up the irony is that it also opens up the Mega Satan fight. I don't know. Does get out of jail free open up Hush or Boss Rush? I doubt it. I don't think it does, but it would be fucking cool if it did. Does it open the Boss Rush door? Well, shit. As I say, I don't think it does. I don't know. Somebody want to verify for me before I say waste it. I don't have anything else to use it on. I don't know that I should have done that. I should have turned that into a fly. You can leave boss rush with it, but not enter it. What about Hush? Hush strikes me as being another one you won't be able to use it on. I mean, I guess. We do have BFF for what it's worth. It works on the Mega Satan door, I know that for sure. No Hush, no boss rush. Well, fuck you, I'm out of here. Not you guys, I'm this card. Big knife. Yeah, it works like Dad's key. Yeah, exactly. That was my take too. Whee! It's got a real Foo Fighters feel to it. Oh, well now I wish I had it so I could get my way in there. What a big dunce. What a big dummy that Taffy is. Oh well. I was thinking that I would use the Sun card to buy my way out of a room. Like a room with a lot of shit in it that I didn't want to fight. But the sad irony is that there are no big rooms on this floor. Only normal size rooms. I will say that getting the mom's knife pickup when we've already secured the key is really good. Boy, I wish I could donate. Suddenly. Booster pack, you say? Ace of Diamonds, Moon card, Hangman. Ace of Spades, sure, we'll do that. We'll do this. You don't want to fuck with me, Greed. Not today. Not with this build. Yeah, like kind of a Queens of the Stone Age feel. Yeah, for real. Absolutely. Like Foo Fighters, Everclear. Like kind of a Foo Fighters Everclear, Queens of the Stone Age feel. Alright, dude. Sounds good, Justin. Fucking, I may have time this weekend if you want to hang out and work on shit. It seems like I may not be out of town the way I thought I would. If you want to play with cameras. Everlong? Yes, the father of mine. Tell me, where have you been? I just close my eyes and the whole world disappears. That one. Burp. Nah, I'm honestly, Smash, if it doesn't get played on just normal ass radio, which I still don't listen to, I normally just listen to NPR. If it doesn't get played on normal ass radio or get played on Pretzel, I don't hear music anymore. No, that's what I'm saying is, like, I'm not saying the song didn't sound like Foo Fighters Everlong, which I can hear in my head right now, but I can't sing any of it. I'm saying, I can't think of the name of the fucking band. That's all. I can see the entire music video in my head. I'm just typing the lyrics into Google. Before chat gets me more confused. Everclear. There we go. I'm not that off base. I was saying that it sounded like Foo Fighters and it sounded like the band Everclear. That's it. And then people were just like, Taffy, you said Everclear, but if you mean Everlong, Everlong's a Foo Fighters song, and that's not done by anybody besides the Foo Fighters. I was like, no, I didn't mean any of the shit that you're saying. I didn't mean any of the shit that you're trying to put into my head. I knew exactly what I was trying to say. What I was trying to say was that that last group reminded me of either Foo Fighters or the band Everclear. But then chat got in my head about it, and they're like, Taffy, are you sure you don't mean Mel Torme? Are you talking about aged crooner Mel Torme? Are you sure you're not talking about The Rat Pack? Featuring Frank Sinatra, Sammy Davis Jr., Dean Martin? You talking about those guys? No, I'm not. You sounded like you were. Just wanted to see what would happen after it was empty. I was not disappointed. Honestly, Salty Sparks, when I hear Mel Torme, I either think of when I think of Mel Torme, I either think of Top Secret, but more likely than not, I think of Night Court. Yeah, Night Court dropped. Didn't they get him to cameo once or twice? I feel like they got Mel Torme to cameo once or twice just so they can get, is it Harry Dean Anderson's character, the judge, to geek out a little bit. Oh, I guess we're not going to Blue Baby. I grabbed the wrong one. In my head, I got him turned around. So we'll go. It doesn't really matter which way we go. We just need to be able to fight Mega Satan. Where we go isn't all that important so long as there's a Mega Satan fight to be had. Probably not worth it. He showed up in a couple episodes. I loved Night Court, man. That was one of my favorite shows when I was like Grayson's age, which was weird. It's funny to me because I'm really trying to gauge. It's hard for me to decide. My parents let me watch like Basic Instinct when I was 12, so 1 year older than Grayson. I'm not saying that makes it right. I'm just saying like that's the gauge I'm working with. Neat. But I'm trying real hard not to, like, do to them what was done to me. But it's difficult to gauge sometimes what I'm supposed to let them watch with parental guidance and what's not okay. Rory wanted to watch Netflix's Daredevil, and I knew there were some spots that I was gonna have to, like, skip. Like, I didn't want him to watch Wilson Fisk behead a guy. I didn't want to let him watch Wilson Fisk behead a guy in the door of his Escalade. I knew that would probably be problematic. Rory said that he didn't want to watch anymore, so obviously I didn't make him. And he said ultimately that he did not enjoy watching a guy get his bone broken and seeing the dude's, like, you know, bone come out of his leg. And I was like, that's fair. But yeah, I think about it, and I grew up watching Night Court, and I was like, damn, no wonder my parents never had to have the birds and the bees conversation with me. Because I grew up listening to Dan Fielding talk about all of his sexual conquests. Somebody's children traumatized by Harry Anderson. He was the wholesome one. It was, honestly, it was weird for me that, like, at an early age, I was a huge fan of John Larroquette's character, of old Dan Fielding. I loved everybody in that show. I was genuinely bummed out when Marky Post died. And Harry Anderson. I mean, God, a lot of that cast is fucking dead now. But, yeah, it's funny to me. Like, my parents never had to have the birds and the bees conversation. I learned everything I needed to know from kids talking to me about it at school and Night Court. Down, down, down. In America, there's this weird thing where it seems we would rather expose our kids to blood, gore, and shooting than the basic understanding of nudity and sexual references. How do you balance that as a parent? Neither one of them are super taboo. I mean, like... What? That's crazy. I think that was Snow Thunder. I've been told that could happen today. None of them are really taboo, for the, I mean, like, obviously I'm not, like, letting my kids watch, you know, sex scenes because one's 11 and one's 7. But they understand the mechanics of it. Hey, there's a little guppy action for us. They understand the basics of it, and we really never hid from that. We were very, we try to disarm a lot of that stuff by being clinical about it. Like, for example, we don't glorify violence. We watch stuff that's got violence in it, but you know, ultimately we make sure that they understand and that they know, A, that what we're watching is not real and that real violence is actually pretty upsetting and heartbreaking. They understand, you know, the basic scientific principle of sperm and egg make a baby. We haven't really talked to them too much about the delivery vehicle for it. Like, we haven't described sexual activity to them. We've just said that, like, men have sperm, women have eggs. Those two things combine to make children. We haven't really described how. And then, like, with things like scary movies or Hollywood violence, we watch a lot of, like, we watch the stuntmen react videos on Corridor Crew. And so they'll do a lot of, like, oh yeah, look at this, and then this is the place where his, you know, where he breaks this guy's arm, and then they talk about, like, they talk about the prosthetics, and they talk about, like, they talk about the prosthetics, they talk about, like, all the Hollywood ins and outs that go into it, and how ultimately that's all very much pretend, and that they're all concentrated on safety, and they do it all with makeup and CGI and sound effects. But the whole point in Hollywood is that nobody should get hurt, and we showcase that, like, actual violence is real unsettling and scary and sad. Thunder Snow, nature's fuck you to people who think they understand how weather works. Big thing I heard, I think on NPR, what you should use consistent nouns throughout life, so calling it a penis and not making up kid names does a lot to keep them. Yeah, ultimately, and we never did that. Okay, I am guilty of coming up with funny names for the penis and the vagina, but not when we're having clinical discussions. If I there have been occasions where I am absolutely guilty of being like, hey son, why don't you put some clothes on? I don't want to see your wing dang doodle. But when I do that, it's because I'm obviously trying to get a laugh out of them. It's not because, like, I take them into, like, the pediatrician and go, okay, well, the doctor's gonna look at your wing dang doodle now. If I ever do it, it genuinely is because I'm trying to get a laugh out of them. But if we're talking about, like, the actual... What is going on? If we're talking about, like, the actual scientific workings of the body, then absolutely... Especially when Amber got sick, we couldn't really hide from it, you know? Whoops. We couldn't really hide from the specifics because we had to talk about breasts, and we had to talk about what was going on with mom and why she was sick. And then that just kind of led to, like, when we started off in that place where we were very clinical about it, because we didn't want to be scary, but we didn't want to, like, sugarcoat anything and be like, well, you see, an angel climbed into mommy's chest and cried sad tears, and now wizards are using magical potions to try to extract the sad angel's tears from mommy's booba. Seems counterproductive. So, from a very early age, we had to be very sort of technically accurate with them. Oh, I should go back and gobble up this thing. I've completely forgotten about the red flies on this run. So yeah, like, when we've ever felt uncomfortable about what we were supposed to say, we just defer to science. And it's worked out pretty well so far. Right, padoodle and vajizzle, just because it's not because it's ew to talk about, but just because they know the clinical terms, and because at that point when I make up a funny name for it, it's funny, and they don't go to school going like, my dad calls it a pajizzle. We call it a pajizzle in my family. Yeah, we don't do that so much. Come on, what's going on? Harry Potter MD is gonna solve mom's boobs. Is that every guppy item besides 9 lives? No 9 lives, no guppies, hairball. No 9 lives, no hairball is what we have going on right now. Yeah, every time Amber and I have not known exactly what to do or say, we've just defaulted to science. We've defaulted to science, and we've defaulted, especially, like, okay, science when it comes to sex and reproductive, you know, the reproductive systems, demystification and de-glorification of violence when it comes to like scary movies and like violent content in movies. Honestly, like the boys would probably get more apprehensive around us. The boys would probably be more worried about, oh man, mom and dad are gonna catch us watching this gory movie or this ultra-violent movie, as opposed to mom and dad are gonna catch us, you know, watching this scene where people get like real kissy, or there's a love scene or whatever. His mangina in this house. Speaking of sad angel tears, I got my COVID results back yesterday. No! Did the COVID imp come and bop you on the head with his sadness shillelagh? You gotta put down mouse traps. I know that they say they're for mice and rodents and, you know, all that kind of shit, but you can catch the COVID imp in those. You just have to bait the trap with like tickets to a concert. And oh, not today. And then he goes to take the concert tickets away, and then the trap gets the COVID imp. He's also Irish because in my head he's basically a leprechaun. Apparently. He's the evil leprechaun from the Simpsons Treehouse of Horrors episode. Damn, always comfy, that sucks. Yeah, I'm not going to MagFest. Fuck all that. Virginia's setting daily records for COVID cases right now, and this thing's up in the Virginia-Maryland border. Just thinking of the leprechaun from the horror movies. Do I care about any of these? I mean, here's what I could do. This is not ideal. I want succubus, but I need to earn it. Which means getting enough health bolstered that I can go take that and not feel guilty about going in with very little health. There we go. I just need a couple of these. I just need a couple of these nuts. Yeah, so many red flies. We ultimately ended up getting a very pleasing run pulled together. But the problem initially was that I was hoping to maybe get like Boss Rush and Hush thrown in there as well. And that was foolhardy because we did not even come close. It was hard enough guaranteeing that the Mango Santa fight would happen. Gotta earn the succubus. Been quarantining ourselves from the outside world because we can't afford to get sick any more than we are right now. That's kind of where I am, Vilecat, is that, like, I've said time and time... I think this is what it's going to boil down to, right? I've said time and time again that if I get COVID, even if it is a marginal, you know, well, no big deal case. I'm vaccinated, I'm boosted, it just feels like the flu. It is still... Oh, that's not what you want to do. It is still a potential $1,000 swing for me. $1,000 or $2,000 swing, depending on how much, like, if I get checked out at the hospital, then I've got issues because then I gotta pay to go like get looked at the hospital. If I just don't stream for a week, that's anywhere from like an $800 swing to a $2,500 swing, depending on whether or not Champion gets everybody worked into a frenzy. If Champion shows up and works everyone into a frenzy, and like if that doesn't happen because I'm not at stream that day, then it's like a $2,500 swing in my bottom line. If it's just a normal week, then I'm still out. Like if I don't stream for a week because I'm recovering from COVID, I'm out $1,000 plus whatever it costs me to go to the hospital. If I have to go, like doctor's visits, any sort of examination costs hit me up in a pretty bad way. Alright, let's get a charge going. So it's like, for me, we're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, let's go. So for me, it's not like I'm not scared that it's gonna put me on the ground or put me in the ground. Although that is a possibility, albeit not a likely one. My fear is lost revenue. My fear is having to do in November what we did, where I have to do like 16-hour stream days to make my contractual obligations to Twitch. And doing it on the recovery from COVID. Like, if I come out of it and I'm like, man, I'm winded, I lose my breath easy, then I'm talking about like several 16-hour days of going like, hey chat, the next hour is gonna be silent because I can't catch my breath if I keep talking. And all of this for a gig that I'm not getting paid to do, you know? I can't make it make sense in my head. The only financial compensation that I receive for doing MagFest is complimentary badges to the event. And I'm not even gonna go to the event. Like, the whole thing was that if I went to this thing, I was just gonna do my speaking obligations. I was just gonna do my speaking obligations and then leave. And go back to the Airbnb. Ow. Oh right, I don't have Polaroid. How bad would it suck to die here? I would be disappointed in myself. Okay, well. What is slowing everything down? It'd be so much easier if I'd gone to the chest. God, you'd be doing me a huge solid if you just die. Jesus. Oh, intruder, you're absolutely right. That is what's slowing it down.
Someday, Bumbo, lucky Bumbo, someday the Bumbo is a bad Bumbo. He got corn.